So security in a bento. Okay. Meron po bang fan ng bento dito? Mahilig sa bento? Wala po akong marinig. Pero I'm a fan of bento po, Japanese food. Okay, so in the context of Vectra AI or network detection response tools or other security tools, security refers to the platform's ability to protect against cyber threats. Okay? So I have here, defenders struggle to keep pace with the attacker. I must say, this is actually an accurate statement po. Okay? Why? Defenders or us, most likely, find ourselves in a constant race against attackers. Attackers who are constantly nga din naman po talaga evolving their tactics and techniques. Okay? What are the key problems? One attack surface, you have email. Okay? According to statistics, there are 361.6 billion of email traffic per day. Across enterprise. Imagine that. Okay. Second, take a guess. The one that we use nowadays, applications, you have alerts coming in from SaaS applications. Critical applications like your M365. And SaaS, according to statistics, will make up 85% of all business software in 2025. All infrastructures will be delivered into the cloud per IDC and Gartner by 2025 forward. Another one, attack surface. Take a guess. Medyo legacy na po ngayon. You have data center. Hindi nga po namin alam kung ano yung estimates talaga ng traffic per data center. It vary across size. It vary across locations. It vary across specifications or the applications that you're running into your environment. X amount of data center traffic per day. And normally, it averages on a few terabytes or 100 petabytes of traffic or of data. Hindi lang po tatlo ang attack surfaces. There are more. Alerts coming in from IoT and OT devices. Those devices that are agentless. Alerts coming in from your three players, your AWS, Azure, or Google Workspace, public clouds. Alerts coming in from identities, your AD, Entra ID, Azure AD, and even your endpoints. And these are all the attack surfaces you might have in your environment. Okay? And integrating threat signals across all of this is extremely hard nowadays. Why? In order for an organization to be resilient, sabi po ni Dunning-Kruger, so that is, Dunning-Kruger are two psychologists who are been famous in their research called Dunning-Kruger effect, for a model of a SOC analyst with the confidence and competence. So in order for an organization to have resilience in those sorts of attack, fundamentally, you should have confidence and competence in finding the needle, finding the attacker, finding the threat actor, finding it sooner, investigating it or respond to it as soon as possible. Finding it from point A to point B to point C. Pero ang gusto po natin, malaman natin agad sa point A pa lang. we don't want to go further pa. Okay? We don't want the attacker to go further. So, in SOC, in SOC for years, sabi nila, we found them, they've been saying, we need visibility and control. Okay? And when we say confidence and competence, how confident are you to find the attack? And competent that you can find it sooner? Can we see it? Can we keep pace with the attacker? And lastly, can we stop it? Meron pa pong additional question dyan. How fast can we see it and stop it? In a threat detection and response with the help of AI, it covers up to 3 C's. You have first, you gotta have control. Second, you gotta have clarity. And the third one, coverage, clarity, and then control. You're giving your SOC analysts control in their hands. Okay? Pero naririnig namin, yes, meron na po kaming existing tools. And these existing tools we have in place are already enough. We can monitor north-south. We can monitor our endpoints, but what about the lateral movements of the attacker? Okay? We sat down with SOC analysts and security teams, the people in the trenches that fights the war of the attackers. Unfortunately, they are not confident po. Okay? Why? We have here a feedback. 71% of SOC analysts think they are already compromised, but they don't know about it yet. So there's a high degree chance na nandun na po yung attacker, pero hindi pa po nila alam. Okay? Second, building alerts. But 90% of SOC analysts agree that they cannot keep pace with the number of alerts they receive per day, per week, and the rest of the days or months. And the rest of the feedbacks across 7 fundamentals of the SOC. I would also like to highlight this one. SOC analysts spend on average 2.57 hours per day investigating threats that are benign. Why spending 2 hours or more investigating on something ends up not being real? Okay? And so on and so forth. So let's take a look at this flow of using generative AI with the threat actor. So you have here threat actor. Gen AI is now part of enterprise. This is the world where we are in today, and this is likely gonna be we're gonna be in the foreseeable future. And we're seeing AI in enterprise adopting more with Microsoft functionalities. And it calls us Copilot from M365. So the threat actor created a phishing bypass through multi-factor authentication with the use of generative AI. It was able to access Entra ID. It was able to access Copilot for M365. Then the attacker was able to use the Copilot to discover files around MFA and device registration. The attacker registers their own device, jailbreak Copilot to force discovery of sensitive data, and lastly, once the attacker was able to move and hide, it will move laterally across domains, across entity, across host, across accounts, like M365 apps, AWS, Azure, or your network. So Vectra AI detection and priority stack, how it will help you to find the attacker. You have AI-driven detection that thinks like an attacker. Okay? It will find and correlate attack behaviors. Next, you have AI-driven triage. It knows what is malicious because it will give you an attack rating. There you go. Automates the investigation of benign activity. And lastly, AI-driven prioritization. It focuses on what is urgent. All right? Okay. So the higher the urgency score, the more critical it is. It will show you with Vectra the attack progression of the attacker from phase 1 up to the rest of the progression. Okay. And so on and so forth. So with that, just as a bento with a variety of dishes, to have a resilient security posture, you also need a lot of different elements. And that is with Vectra AI platform. And I would just like to leave a note. By adopting a bento approach to security, you will create more robust and effective defense against cyber threats. And with that, thank you very much and have a good night.
Thank you, Mick Mandapat. Okay, so just to reiterate once again, let me say hi to my friends here on this side. She did mention something about the 3 C's, control, clarity, and coverage. Now, the question that she would like to ask everybody is, how confident are you? How competent are you that you can stop it quickly?
In today's modern enterprise, one thing is certain. Attack surfaces are expanding, becoming more siloed, more complex, giving attackers an unfair advantage with more ways to infiltrate, progress, and move laterally inside your organization across identity, cloud, data center, SaaS, email, IoT environments undetected. Until now. It's time to turn the tables by harnessing an AI-driven platform that empowers defenders to move at the speed and scale of modern attackers. The Vectra AI platform is the integrated signal powering XDR. For the past decade, Vectra has pioneered the use of AI to find attack signals inside data. Backed by 35 patents in attacker behavior detection, Vectra AI arms defenders with the most integrated and accurate attack signal at speed and scale. And we don't stop there. With over 90% of MITRE attack techniques covered, the most references for MITRE Defend, and a team of highly skilled MDR analysts working around the clock and the world. Thousands of organizations trust Vectra AI as their go-to XDR platform and managed services for modern advanced attacks. We find the attacks other technology can't, so you can stop them.